Admiral Kethvar of the Galactic Coalition stared at the impossible readings on his flagship's quantum sensors. After a millennium of empty space, Sol 3 had simply reappeared. Confirm the readings, he ordered his navigation officer, his forearms trembling slightly. The Zephyrian had lived through 3 centuries, but nothing had prepared him for this moment. Confirmed, Admiral. Planet designation Sol 3, previously known as Earth, has materialized at its original coordinates. Mass and orbital parameters match historical records exactly. The bridge fell silent. Every species in the galaxy knew the legend of Earth. One day, without warning, the entire planet had vanished, leaving behind only empty space and 1,000 questions. The humans, those strange, persistent bipeds, had simply ceased to exist overnight. Captain Vorlak, a towering Korthan with crystalline skin, broke the silence. Should we maintain standard approach protocols, Admiral? Kethvar's tail twitched nervously. Standard protocols didn't account for planets returning from oblivion. Reduce speed to quarter impulse. Deploy all sensor arrays and activate the translation matrices. If there are still humans down there, we'll need to communicate. As the Coalition fleet crept toward Earth, the sensors painted an increasingly bizarre picture. The planet teemed with life, but the readings were unlike anything in the galactic databases. Energy signatures that shouldn't exist. Structures that defied conventional physics. Admiral, the communications officer announced, her voice tight with disbelief, we're receiving a transmission. It's in perfect galactic standard. Put it through. A human face appeared on the main screen, or at least it looked human. The being had the familiar bipedal structure, the odd arrangement of facial features that had once seemed so alien to the galaxy. But there was something different in the eyes, something that spoke of vast depths of knowledge and experience. Greetings, Admiral Kethvar of the Zephyrian Third Fleet, the human said with a warm smile. I am Director Sarah Chen of the Terran Collective. We've been expecting you. Kethvar's secondary heart skipped. You know who I am? We know many things now, Admiral. 1,000 years have given us considerable perspective. Permission to come aboard your flagship? I believe we have much to discuss. Director Chen materialized on the bridge in a shimmer of light that made several officers reach for their weapons. She appeared completely human, wearing simple clothes that somehow seemed to contain the depth of starfields within their fabric. Fascinating, she murmured, looking around at the assembled aliens. The Zephyrians developed quantum tunneling drives. The Korthans mastered crystal matrix computing. The Veltari achieved biological immortality. Her gaze swept across each species represented on the bridge. All impressive achievements. Where were you? Kethvar demanded. 1,000 years ago, Earth simply disappeared. Our best scientists theorized everything from dimensional rifts to mass extinction events. Chen's smile was patient, almost maternal. We left, Admiral. Not by choice, initially. A cosmic anomaly, what you might call a space-time cascade, pulled our entire planet through a fold in reality. We found ourselves elsewhere. Elsewhere? In a pocket dimension where time moved differently, where the laws of physics were more flexible. She gestured, and holographic images filled the bridge. Impossibly beautiful vistas of crystalline cities floating in clouds of pure energy. Humans working alongside beings of living light. Massive constructs that seemed to bend space itself. We weren't alone there, Chen continued. We met the architects. Being so old, they remembered the birth of galaxies. They taught us things, showed us what consciousness could become when freed from the limitations of matter and linear time. Captain Vorlak stepped forward, his crystalline form refracting the holographic light. You're saying humans have advanced beyond us in a single millennium? Not beyond, Chen corrected gently. Differently. We learned that evolution isn't just about technology or biology. It's about perspective. About understanding that consciousness itself is the fundamental force of the universe. She waved her hand, and suddenly every being on the bridge could feel it. A vast, interconnected web of thought and emotion spanning the entire galaxy. Trillions of minds, each unique yet connected, each contributing to a greater whole. Every sapient species in the galaxy, Chen explained, is connected through quantum consciousness. Your thoughts, your dreams, your aspirations, they ripple through space-time itself, influencing reality at the deepest level. The architects showed us how to perceive these connections, how to work with them rather than against them. Kethvar felt his mind reeling. But why return now? Why reveal yourselves? Chen's expression grew serious. Because the galaxy is approaching a critical junction. In approximately 50 standard years, a wave of entropy will sweep through this galactic cluster. Civilizations will fall. Entire species will be erased. But it doesn't have to happen. She gestured again, and the bridge filled with complex mathematical equations and star charts. Working together, pooling our collective consciousness, we can create a resonance cascade that will deflect the entropy wave. But it requires unity, trust, the willingness to see beyond the boundaries of species and worlds. And if we refuse? Vorlak asked. Then in 50 years, this entire sector becomes a graveyard. Chen's voice was matter-of-fact, without judgment. The choice is yours. Humanity spent 1,000 years learning that consciousness transcends individual survival. We've returned not as conquerors or saviors, but as partners offering what we've learned. Admiral Kethvar looked around his bridge at the assembled officers. Zephyrians, Korthans, Veltari, and a dozen other species. Each had their own cultures, their own ways of understanding the universe, but for the first time, he could sense the threads connecting them all. "What do you need from us?" he asked finally. Chen smiled, and in that moment, Kethvar understood why humans had once been considered the galaxy's most unpredictable species. Their greatest strength had never been their technology or their adaptability. It was their unwavering belief that impossible things could become possible. "Just be willing to learn," she said. "The rest will follow." As Earth's blue-green surface filled the viewscreen below, Kethvar realized that humanity's 1,000-year absence hadn't been a disappearance at all. It had been preparation for the moment when the galaxy would need them most. The humans were home, and everything was about to change.